Ben Askren is currently going through a very hard time. Just before UFC 316, the news came out that Ben had been hospitalized with severe pneumonia. Everyone in the MMA community got really worried. Daniel Cormier gave an emotional update about Ben on his YouTube channel. He said, "Ben, our good friend from Funky and the Champ, is struggling right now. On the night we recorded our last episode, Ben was already saying he didn't feel well. He mentioned having some infections and things got worse when he went to that convention in Vegas. He ended up stuck there and it was rough. But now he's back in Wisconsin with his wife Amy and his family. Everyone is praying he gets better soon so life can go back to normal for Ben." DC's voice cracked with emotion and you could tell how much he cares about Ben. He added that he's looking forward to their next episode of Funky and the Champ where they'll talk about everything. Later, Daniel Cormier posted on X to clarify that even though Ben is back in Wisconsin, he's not at home yet, he's still in the hospital there. DC wrote, "He's back in Wisconsin in a hospital, he isn't home." Please keep praying for Ben. I should have been more clear. Moving on to fight announcements. Big ones. Petr Yan is coming back on July 26th at UFC Abu Dhabi. He'll be facing Marcus McGee. Yan is on a 2-fight win streak, and his last fight was a strong unanimous decision victory over Deiveson Figueiredo in November. On the other hand, McGee is also on fire with 6 straight wins. His last one was a unanimous decision over Jonathan Martinez. This is going to be a banger. In the middleweight division, Michel Pereira will take on Marco Tulio at UFC Shanghai on August 23rd. Pereira has hit a bit of a rough patch and is trying to bounce back after 2 straight losses, including one to Abbas Magomedov. Meanwhile, Marco Tulio is riding a 10-fight winning streak and recently stopped Trevin Gore with a second-round TKO. Fans can expect fireworks here. Now back to the champs. Alex Pereira is back in fight camp. This is huge because recently Magomed Ankalaev said Alex might be done fighting. But nope. Alex lost his light heavyweight belt to Magomed back in March and now he's hungry to get it back. Just yesterday he posted an ad on Instagram with Total Wireless saying happy to be back in fight camp.
Quero deixar uma coisa bem clara. Eu atendo todos os chamados do UFC porque tenho Total Wireless no meu corner. Fico feliz de anunciar que sou o embaixador oficial da Total Wireless. Vocês também já devem ter visto eu usando a marca. E por causa da Total Wireless, posso ficar conectado com todos os meus amigos, com todos os meus fãs ao redor do mundo durante esse camp. Obrigado a Total Wireless por me apoiar. Vejo vocês em breve no octógono.
UFC featherweight king Alexander Volkanovski also gave fans a sneak peek at what's next for him.
All right, what's next for me? So nothing's too clear. There's a lot of moving parts. Obviously, before the fight, I was thinking, yeah, it's going to be Mosvar, but I think he's fighting. He mentioned him fighting. You're hearing Yair's name getting mentioned a fair bit. Just the date of September has but that's just probably not the best date. Obviously, I'm having a baby that month, so if we could work around that, that would be better. So we'll just see what's happening. Again, a lot of moving parts. We're planning on having a chat with the boss, Dana and Hunter very soon. So we'll see what's.
And let's talk about Khamzat Chimaev. New footage shows him deep in training camp getting ready to challenge Dricus Du Plessis for the middleweight title at UFC 319. The hype is real. Jon Jones drama alert. Yesterday, Daniel Cormier went off after Jon posted on X. Jon wrote something shady about DC and Chael's son, and Jon Jones whooped both of y'all. But hey, why not team up on a podcast and gossip about his life? Meanwhile, he's out here making your annual salary in a week. Stay busy, boys. Ouch! DC responded on his YouTube saying no, Jon does not make his yearly salary in a week. DC also took a jab saying if he was still heavyweight champ, he'd defend the belt against Tom Aspinall, unlike Jon.
Seems as though Jon Jones does not like being talked about by two of the biggest voices in this game. I'm gonna pull the curtain back for you guys. I know what Jon Jones made in Thailand. I was offered to coach this show with Jon Jones. Jon Jones's resume is impeccable. Jon Jones's star power, his ability to sell, matches up with anybody in the business. But guess what? Daniel Cormier's resume matches up with anybody in the business. Daniel Cormier brings eyes like people in the business. He's got me talking in third person. Jon Jones don't make more money than me in a week. Jon Jones makes more money than me when he fights. We over here eating. The biggest paydays you ever had were tied directly to me. We did it together. And I'll be honest with you, yeah, I'm talking about you. And I'm talking about you and I'm getting paid to talk about you. But I don't fight no more because all I can really do is talk. That's what I do. You fight, or at least you're supposed to fight. You're talking about me. You're talking about Francis. You're talking about Chael and almost ignoring the right thing. You can then stick it to everybody like you've done on so many different occasions and tell them about it. I can tell you guys on good authority, if I was still fighting today and I was still the heavyweight champion and Tom Aspinall was the #1 contender, I would have already fought him, 1,000%. Knowing how dangerous, it would have done nothing but excitement. I mean, this dude, Jon Jones, still talking. Come.
Now let's talk about Usman versus Buckley. Joaquin Buckley says he's preparing to face the best version of Kamaru Usman this weekend at UFC Atlanta. Even though Usman is 38 and has lost his last 3 fights, Buckley isn't taking him lightly at all. He's locked in and focused.
You know, he a better man. He can answer that for himself, right? But I think it's been like 2 years since we seen Kamaru Usman, right? And his last fight that he had was with the, boogeyman himself, Hamzat, right? But you seen that he took that boy to, a 3-round war. And it looked like, if that fight could have went a little further, Usman could have, really showed that man what's up. But with all that being said, I can only look at that performance and give him like an A+, right? For him to be able to come off of that fight on 10 days notice, right? And be able to step into that octagon, in foreign territory, right? As we call it, and still be able to put on a show and go out there. I think, I'm going to be fighting the best version of Kamaru Usman, right? Because what he said out his mouth was that he wasn't going to sign a contract unless he felt ready, right? So with that being said, with him signing his contract against me, I guess he feel ready, like he finna get up in there and do something. So with that being said, I'm prepared for the best Kamaru.
Sean O'Malley is chilling after a tough fight against Merab Dvalishvili. Even though there's buzz about a rematch with Umar Nurmagomedov, Sean says he's not in the mood right now. He just wants to relax. Sean shared, the Umar fight was interesting. I think Umar really broke his hand in the first round. I remember watching that round thinking Umar looked good, but also that just shows how good Merab is. I'm excited to see that rematch. Right now though, I don't want to think about fighting. Even if UFC calls me today, I'd say no. I just want to chill for a few weeks. And Sean means it. He added, even if they said, hey, we know who you're fighting next, I'd tell them, I don't even want to know. Let me rest for 5 weeks. Meanwhile, Joshua Van is on the rise. He beat Bruno Silva at UFC 316 with a 3rd-round TKO. And right after that, he bought his mama house. Talk about wholesome. Now he's stepping in for Manel Cape at UFC 317 to fight Brandon Royval on short notice. Van told MMA Junkie that he feels no pressure at all. He said, my mum can't eat or sleep. She was happy when I surprised her with the house. But when I said, Mum, I got another fight in 3 weeks, her face changed immediately. Still, Joshua is excited. All the pressure is on Royval. I'm the underdog here. I'm fighting the #1 guy. If I win, that makes me the #1 guy. And that's the only fight I want after that. The title. No excuses. This 3-week camp is enough for me. I'm ready. He added, Royval and I have similar styles. He's longer. He pressures guys like I do. So it's going to come down to who adjusts better. I plan to outsmart him in everything. And the trash talk keeps coming. Cody Garbrandt had strong words for Sean O'Malley after his fight with Merab. Sean had previously said he made major changes in his life, including quitting smoking. Cody responded, he should have kept smoking. He looked like trash in that fight. Cody also said he'd love to fight Sean next if he gets past Raoni Barcelos this weekend at UFC Atlanta. He told reporters, look, sometimes when you lose, people tell you to change everything. But at the end of the day, you just need to remember who you are. I know I'm still one of the best in the world. That fight with Sean, it's a big pay-per-view fight, no doubt. Cody also gave props to Merab. I like Merab. Great guy, hard worker, humble. But if we're talking about the greatest bantamweight of all time, it's Dominic Cruz. From WEC to now, he's done it all. He continued, we've had so many greatest in our division. Henry Cejudo too. Bantamweight is stacked with talent, but there can't be 5 guys who are the best. You gotta line them up and see who survives. Now back to Kamaru Usman. Usman believes that if he finishes Joaquin Buckley this weekend, he should be next in line to fight the winner of the welterweight title bout between Jack Della Maddalena and Islam Makhachev. And he's being real. He admits he's nervous about this fight.
Obviously, a nice, flawless finish. I I've been in a situation like that before like that, where I really thought about it and obviously trained with my my team, my coaches, in trying to produce something like that. But you know, you just get to a feeling where everything comes together and you go out there and you produce one of those, you know, knockouts that they love to replay over and over and over. Yeah, with the finish over Buckley, of course, I'm waiting for that fight between it seems JDM and Islam, which is a fantastic fight. Both guys extremely talented, both guys really, really good. And you know, a fight with either one of those guys is going to be fantastic. I mean, you know, a fight with myself and JDM, humongous fight. You know, I know they probably want to do a stadium in Australia again. I haven't been in a stadium yet, so you know, why not? And also a fight with the, you know, current pound for pound and the former pound for pound. I think that's a blockbuster anyone would sign up for. Well, yeah, I'm in a place in my career and in my place in my life where you understand that each and every moment, no matter how difficult, no matter how good or bad, is an opportunity. And, you know, understanding that once it's gone, it's gone. It's not there anymore. So understanding that it's an opportunity, you kind of approach it and you see it a little differently. So everyone excites me. I mean, even now, going into the fight on Saturday, I'm nervous. I'm a little scared. I'm excited. You know, and I'm anxious. So all of these things wrapped up in one. I know at the end of the day, it's still a blessing to have the opportunity to feel these things.
But Usman isn't stopping there. He has his eyes on big goals. Speaking to media, he said, "Let me lay out the plan. I beat Buckley this weekend. Then I wait for the winner of Islam versus JDM. I love Islam. He's a great fighter. If we fight, it'll be a moment we both remember forever. And after that," Usman said, "maybe I'll vacate the belt. Then I go up and fight Dricus Du Plessis if he's champ, or Hamzat Chimaev. If Dricus is champ, we do it in Africa. That would be a dream. First card in Africa. And then if I have 2 belts, man, then it's like, what do we even do next?"